I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
DM Watts.
Unscripted.
Unedited.
Unapologetic.
Let's get it.
What's going on, everybody? I am Davey.
I'm Misty.
Believe it or not, I was about to say I'm Misty.
I believe that.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
I'm Misty.
wholeheartedly believe that.
But hey, welcome to DM Watts, guys. DM Watts Podcast. This is another episode of DM Watts Podcast. Getting into it, crypto.com is where y'all can find us NFTs. Make sure you guys search Misty. There's a lot of good ones on there. DMWattsPodcast.com is where you can find us. Check out all the streaming services. Doge, AMC, Shiba, and Saitama. Y'all haven't looked at what's going on with crypto. I mean, things is on the rise.
Well,
It's almost as if a collapse of
a society is happening.
of a currency is
Of a
going on.
currency?
And it's causing some other things to go up. I mean,
Who would have
I
thought
mean,
that?
I mean, I ain't gonna say any names, Russia, but you know, there could be, it could be a few things. So let's talk, about 1 minute or 30 seconds of what's,
Let's talk about how strong our plug-in is.
But she's going to look them Glade plugins. It's facts. It's
Jeez.
truth. Where is it on the back?
Where is it?
It's over there. It's all the way over on the side. We have a plug-in, a Glade plug-in. And I'm here to tell y'all, if y'all don't know that, look, free advertisement, Glade, you better be happy about this. Them Glade plug-ins, them things you just plug in, they scoop right up into the compartment and you plug them in. They are the truth. Do not plug them things in unless you're ready for your entire house.
Oh, it smells
to
so
smell
good
like-
down
yeah.
here. I've been down here for like 6 minutes.
And that's a wrap. And that is what it is.
Done.
That's what it is.
This is why our basement stays so beautiful and clean.
It's what
Nobody
it is.
can stand to be in it because of Glade plug-in. Thanks, Glade.
Thanks, Glade. Hey, free advertisement. You better be looking at us. I'm just saying, you heard us, free advertisement. So, no, what's dominating the airways, the TVs? You can't even turn on Netflix now, and Netflix ain't even live TV.
And now you can't even listen to DM Watts podcast.
Now you can't even
exactly.
They're down here in Ukraine, but the difference is here's 30 seconds, and that's it. Maybe that. So here's the deal: if you don't know what's going, if you're living under a rock, Putin invaded Ukraine. Boom. No matter how you want to put it. Now,
And it sucks.
It sucks.
And it's bullshit.
There's displacing some folks, killing some folks, regardless of what Putin is saying, what's there, and so on. I will say this: every country has surveillance on other countries. That's just what it is. Everybody spies on everybody. That's what happens. So when he says these things are going on in Ukraine, like, hey, you guys understand this is this. Nobody has surveillance of that. Nobody has complaints of Ukraine. If they see things of Ukraine, people.
Nazis?
Yeah, Nazism is what he said. Nobody has complaints
That's not happening.
in Ukraine, of official complaints. Ukrainian people complain about Nazism and, hey, we just wish Putin would come over and rescue us. There's no complaints to that.
Not to say that there wasn't some racism, but
right. But don't get me wrong, when Crimea happened, there was some people that was like, hey, we want him over here.
But yeah.
But for the majority,
this
is all bad, man. It's getting bad. It's getting bad for Putin.
However, love Ukraine.
Love Ukraine. Man, I'm telling you.
Love everything coming out of it. I love their resolve. I love their strength.
Yeah.
I love they're unapologetic.
Yes. Which is why we like them.
I love it. I just love everything that's coming out of their mouth.
And so, the thing that you got to understand is that these people over there, like, when people are coming from other countries, when Ukrainians are coming from other countries to roll back into their own because, no, I got to fight. When a Miss Ukraine, when she is like, look, put the dress up, give me the fatigues, and throw me my AK. Yep. It's about to go down.
When middle-aged people are doing the same. When you got special ops guys who are out from different countries
heading over
saying, you know what, we're going to answer that call. He asked us to, and we're going to do it.
Not only that, so I think here's the other shitty part about it. So I have to say this because I don't think this is talked about a lot. There are people in Russia that don't agree with what's going on. They can't say anything about it because, it's literally like you're under a dictator. You literally cannot say nothing bad about your president. Say for going to jail. It's treason over there. So here's the thing that we have to say. We stand with Ukraine, and we also stand with those Russians who disagree with what their president is doing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because that's not right. Yes, and that's not right. Whether you want to look like, no, we're not into politics, this and that. It's like, oh, you're only getting your information from the TV, same as everybody else. It's getting their information from the TV. Here's information that we do know. You were in Ukraine and you are not wanted there. That's what we do know. You are not welcome there. The people do not want you there, and they do not want you. You know, the president doesn't want you there. You're there illegally. That's called an invasion. So it's called an invasion. Literally what it's called. Put your country into another country. Yeah, that's literally the sexual assault of a country into another country. So that's what it is. I went there.
But you know, we just appreciate seeing, you know, the people stand together.
100%.
And they're really fighting for it. And I would hope that if something, God forbid, something happened like that to this country, that we would be the same way.
I 100% would believe that it would, because I feel like, you know, I think 9/11 was a prime example of that.
Sure.
When granted, it was the Twin Towers. You know, it wasn't like a whole country trying to come over and take over. But just the people all over the place, when they saw the Twin Towers happening, it didn't matter, black, white, brown, yellow, Asian, Hispanic. It didn't matter who you were. It was like
people were helping
the American resolve was. So I can tell you right now, if a country invaded or attempted to invade our country, if they were to get this far,
that's a huge if.
A big if they was even to make it into our coast.
But I mean, I also, you know, I think this is bigger than people realize what's happening.
Absolutely.
And it really is the first war we're seeing being played out on social media.
100%.
And live. I saw some things today live on CNN that I was absolutely shocked over. I'm like, that doesn't usually it's like censored or you don't see it. And I was shocked by that.
Oh,
so
we have to raise our glasses to the heroes of Ukraine, the ghosts of Kiev. I can't pronounce it. If I'm doing it wrong, I apologize. The ghost of Kiev, to those 13 soldiers on that island, Snake Island, that told the Russians, go fuck yourself. This is to you. To those people who are making the Molotov cocktails, to those people who are standing in front of the tanks, as regular citizens, I don't think so. To all the citizens of Ukraine, we toast to you guys. That's for sure. We even got people over here in our state. They're taking Russian vodka off the shelves. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. I've never thought I would ever see this.
I've never been so happy to be a rum drinker and all my life.
I heard that. You tell them, baby. But we got to say on that, you know, actually, I think that's all we're going to say on it, because we said 30 seconds, it's been 2 minutes.
Well, when you said 30 seconds,
because
you've never done anything 30 seconds in your life.
You got that right, girl.
Oh, my God. Not what I meant. But I'm not sorry.
Neither am I. So, but no, seriously, you know, we stand with you guys, and we're gonna go ahead and get into it. You know what I'm saying? But other fishbowl topics. I got the fishbowl, so this is what we see we got here. All right, here we go. Oh, the civilian life versus military life.
Oh.
Feel like we've done it before?
It's our life, yeah.
I
think that's why I think that happens sometimes. We pull something and we're like, but we talked about that already, so what?
Right. So do you want to keep it anyway, or you want me to pull another?
No.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Civilian life versus military life. Wow. I am a civilian and still am not used to being a civilian.
But you're only a 2 year?
July.
July.
July will make 2 years that I have been out of the military.
You're a baby civilian.
I am. And it's like, you know, I was in the military for 22 years. We served this nation for 22 years. And I will tell you right now, the big change to me is, first of all, I'm glad to have a wife that supports me.
Oh, of course.
I'm glad to have it. For those that don't know, you know, say, no, we wasn't married for the entire 22 years, but I'm here to tell you right now, this woman has dealt with so much change. You know, from the moment here's the thing, from the moment I put the ring on her finger, girl, you just wait till you see this life and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know? The military life is this. I'm going to show you the world, this and this and that.
Hit us between the eyes,
and then PTSD and all these other things.
All kinds of stuff started happening.
Here's your discharge paper. We are now official DD-214 alumni personnel. So,
but I think that, you know, so the huge difference is, you, as a civilian all your life, you don't have people. I don't mean this in a bad way, but holding your hand through it, or having a department, you know, to be there and help you, or you can go to your management and say, hey, how do I do this life thing?
Baby, we've been out for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
And even to this day, she'll be talking about, well, we got to go do this. I'm like, they do it on the base, baby.
Yeah,
what?
I'm
She's
like,
what? I'm like,
what are you
we can
talking
do that on
about?
the base. We can go to the base and get that done. What? Like, yeah.
Well, as I said, you know, after we got married, like 2 days later, you were just bombarding me with all these things. Okay, now this is so-and-so, and this is who you call, and giving me all these phone numbers and all this stuff. And the one that always sticks out to me was the serious conversation when you said, if I ever do anything that you don't like, and we get into a massive fight, or we, you know, something happens, or I cheat on you, or something like that happens, not that he ever would. This is just him talking to me. You need to call this person. This is who you call.
Yeah.
I was like, why would I call them if you and I are fighting, or if you cheated on me? Trust me. The only people that are getting called is the police on me. Like, and he's like, no, you call them to let them know, because you can complain about me. And I'm like, I get to call the management on my husband.
And a lot of
people
is amazing. Are looking at this like, why in the fuck would you tell her that? You know what I'm saying? And that's honest God truth. I know that there are people who are watching this like, why would you tell her how to get you in trouble? That. So here's the thing. I told her when I put this ring on her finger, this is for life. And everybody says that, right? When they put a ring on her finger. But I'm 41 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I was I've led life. At 22, you know, I've led my life. When I met her and I told her I'm a grown ass man, I have no more time for games. I did that. You know, when you are single, you're like, I want to sow my wild oats. Did that. I was like, look, I don't like sowing. That shit is difficult. So I was like, it's just I found out I'm not good. I found out I'm not good at sewing at all. I was like,
at least she came out alive.
Sewing is a young man's game. I don't sew. So I was like,
needles intact.
Yeah, exactly. I said, fuck that. So no, that's why I said, look, man, that's not what I'm about. You know, that's not what I'm about. So here you got all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I need her to know that this is who I am. This is you have me as a whole. But the thing is that when it came to that, you know what I mean, it was like, wow, I was like, yeah, okay. And then other things like I think one of the bigger things was like, hey, you ask yourself now, how much does it cost to go get a power of attorney? You know, how much does it cost to go get a will? And most of the time, those two alone is easy about maybe about $100 or $200. I mean, to get that's my guess. I don't know.
That's the lawyer's office. Yeah, you're not working out of there for less than $2.
Yeah, about for both of those total. I don't know, about 2 or 3. That's my guess. If you're in the military, that's part of your benefits. Like, hey, let's head over here. They do wills, powers of attorneys, help with adoption papers, all this and so on and so forth.
It was literally, it is a one-stop shop for
life. For life.
For life.
And that's if you retire. Yeah.
Well, what I mean by that is not for life as in years. I'm talking about it is a one-stop shop for life.
Yeah.
For how to do life.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying.
Your lawyer, your grocery shopping, your bowling alley, your arts and crafts center, your tune-up of your car, like everything.
Like, and here's the thing.
Your tickets to go to an amusement park, your floral shop, your gym.
Discounts. That's what you're getting. Discounts on those.
It's all there. How do I do this? Walk over to this building. How do I do that? How do I deal with my family? Here's counseling. Here's this. Like, it's all
there. And it can be a bit overwhelming, the military lifestyle. So
because as a civilian, I'm like, okay, well, look through the Google or phone book is what I was going to say, but now not anymore.
Yeah. And
go through Google. Family lawyers.
Yeah.
Where do I get something notarized? How do I get it notarized? Right. What do I'm out for myself.
And the thing is, because hey, we're vaccinated. The base was like, here, this is how you do it. Head on over here. Cool. We went through the base, got vaccinated. While we're there, we're looking at, hey, let's go and look at what discounts we can get at amusement parks or Disney or this and this.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what's up. You know, you got to understand that the military lifestyle. She is right. For lack of better words, I got to say this, there's even an innovation office in the military where you can go there and invent things. You can literally go there and try out inventions and they will help you on how to invent and innovate your idea. It's called, it's something new that the Air Force has come up with.
It's cool,
and so,
because it literally is thrift store. Of course, your little mall, but everything and anything you need, and according to the base, of course, it depends on what base you're at.
Yeah.
Some are huge like a mall, and some are smaller, but it's literally your eyeglasses, your doctors, everything is right there.
Yeah. So what we can say,
it was just a trip to me.
Yeah. So what we can say that the military lifestyle is like that. Now let's look at what you guys are used to, the civilian lifestyle. Let's take a look, let's take a step back at the civilian lifestyle. The shit that I've had to get used to. She had to get used to a lot of that military, because we're retired, but when you retire, you still hold on to a lot of those benefits. A lot of those benefits. You may fall to the back of the line, but you still got your benefits. You know what I mean? So, no copay on your prescriptions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you go to the pharmacy there. All of the things I mentioned, we still get to use.
Yeah. So now let's look at the civilian life that, that I guess I just wasn't used to. And I think one of the biggest things that I have had to get used to from a civilian perspective has to be the fact that I am over here and I'm like, hey, why is it taking these people this long to get this shit done?
Yeah.
And my wife to this day still has to sit me down and say, you are a civilian. These people that work in these offices don't give two shits.
No.
There's nobody you can call and talk to.
No. And if you think you're going to call the front office manager, guess what? You're already talking to her. And she already don't like you.
Yeah, and she don't care.
So they're going to go somewhere else for her, not you.
So
tone it down.
Yeah. So there are things that, we even ran a business. And and a lot of things I tried to
instill in them.
I didn't try to bring the military lifestyle. To me, it was just talking, period.
It was a way of your life.
Right, it was a way of life.
You didn't realize that it was a military lifestyle because you've been in since 18.
Right.
So that was your life.
That is my life. So then when I see, I can remember a time people not showing up to your business because, hey, he's a yeller. He likes to yell. he likes to step to people. Yeah,
or how about a bartender just walking out in the middle of the shift and we're an hour and a half away from the bar.
Yeah.
And nobody to replace her.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was fun. And I can remember that, having a bartender showing up late consistently. Never on time once in their life. You know who you are. I ain't gonna put you out there like that. But if you watch this podcast, that fucking sucked.
Anyways, but it was hard for you because I'd be like, hey, you can't say this, you can't do this.
Yeah.
And he was so used to being, if you were to be reprimanded or reprimanding someone, you could just lay it on the line.
Yeah. But in the civilian, hold on, but in the civilian sector,
you can't really say
in the civilian world, my wife had to tell me, you can get sued for saying that, right? What are you talking about? You can't ask them this. You can't say this.
You can't ask them about their personal life.
You can't ask them these things. I'm like, what? So I would tell her, we would have to have conversations the night before about hey, so I was going to ask them hey, is everything cool at home? No, you can't say that. What? What do you mean? No.
That's personal.
That is, you cannot ask them that. Really? She's like, yeah. Because in the military, it's hey, first off, is everything good with you? Everything cool at home, everything good. That's right. That's showing that you care. You know what I'm saying? But in the civilian world, it's hey, you should probably definitely not ask them that shit at all.
What's going on with you and your job?
Yeah, exactly.
Why aren't you doing your job?
In the civilian world, I don't give a fuck what you got going on at home.
And if you don't,
what's going on with your job? Why aren't you doing your job?
Yeah, if you're sick a lot, okay, do I need to make accommodations?
Yeah.
But there's all kinds of gray areas. So that was hard for you to get used to. And just being, I think a good example of a mindset is the other night we were having a discussion about Ukraine and all this.
Mm-hmm.
So being a civilian all my life, one of our sons was here, civilian all his life. So we were telling it from our side, you're telling it from a military perspective. Mm-hmm. And it was a really good conversation and argument. But what I kept, what we all agreed on is, what you know. Mm-hmm. From a military aspect, we only know it from what we're told on the news.
Yeah.
So where you have maybe some fear about something, we're blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
It's because you even said to me, okay, but what if this was a what if scenario. What if World War III had is about to happen and I don't know that? Okay. Yeah. I'd never know that either because I've been a civilian. Well, what do? Nothing. you keep, paying bills.
Yeah. And
still gotta make dinner.
Yeah, that's for sure. Me and her, the military versus civilian life, like it sucks because even as being retired, I would tell her, we're retired, but we can still go visit these places overseas.
Yeah.
Then COVID happened. I was like, well, it looks like we ain't going to visit shit for
guess we're gonna wait.
Yeah, so COVID happened. So space aid, like being in the military, is like, hey, where y'all going? We're going to Guam. Y'all got any seats? Yeah, baby, let's go.
Okay, we're going to Guam.
And they're like, hey, and it's free. You got passports? Yeah, here, bet. All right, we up. You can get stuck over there. It's like, where y'all going? Missouri, baby, let's go there. I don't give a fuck. We can get close back to home. But that's, what I mean? But here's the thing. It's the adventure, right? That's what happens. But still, we have to say this. The military lifestyle and the civilian lifestyles are polar opposites. Like literally 100% polar opposites because you have police. Here's the thing. In the military, you can get in trouble. Right now in our house, in the civilian life, civilian home, the police could come and arrest me, right? If I was still in the military, I've got in trouble with the police, and then I'm going to get in trouble with the military.
Yeah.
Because they're going to tell the military. So not only do I have to deal with the legal ramifications on civilian, like if I got a DUI, the civilian police, like you got this, and here's the thing. I found that in the civilian world, DUIs, I ain't saying it's not a big deal, but there's not nearly as much trouble as you get into them as in the military. In the military, like, hey, we're gonna take your stripe.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a rank from you. Plus you finna lose money. Plus you ain't shit. Plus,
you guys are demoted.
Yeah, like, you were literally demoted for that shit.
Where
like,
in life, we're like, okay, yeah, we gotta go to court, we gotta serve.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we're doing whatever.
Yeah, and people like, is it worth it? I'm like, civilian life, it's a slap on the wrist. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And the military
you guys are way more.
In the military, we used to have a wing commander. I'm not gonna say his name, but we used to have a wing commander in the military. If every person who got a DUI had to go see him, for those who don't know what a wing commander is, he would literally be like the governor.
He's the head chief.
Right. So like the governor of the state, he's like the governor of the whole base.
He's called the wing
king.
Look
at that, the wing king. He's called the wing king. So we had a commander that he would literally, if you had a DUI, you had to come and see him. And you had to be in your service shit, the nice spiffy uniform. And you had to stand there like this while he literally told you you are a criminal. Like, this is a felony. That's what you have done. He would tell you you were a criminal. You could have killed somebody. You should be ashamed of yourself. Literally, just we call it getting the ass chewing. That's just what it is. But he would. And there was one time, if you got a DUI in the military, the front gate used to have the unit who got the last DUI. Not your name, but the unit that you were in. And it would say, and if you got a DUI, you and your supervisor had to walk up to that sign, take the name off, and put y'all's unit up. You had to be there, in your service dress, in your tidy spiffies, and replace the name with your unit and walk away.
Wow.
It sucked. There was a time it sucked, but now it's demeaning.
Well, now, and we're also not making light of a DUI. Obviously, that is some shitty crap and don't freaking do it.
Yeah.
But it's just an example as to, because come on, we all know out here, it's, in some states it's worse. Others, they kind of just look away. But military, they don't look away. You guys get in trouble for a lot less than we do out here. But you guys also get rewarded.
Yeah.
And that was a hard thing for me to learn, because I was like, you get medals for like going and doing charity and community work.
Mm-hmm.
I just get to feel good about myself.
Yeah.
But you get a medal.
Yep. And I think
you know what I mean? And I'm not making light of that.
No, but
because I'm not talking about war, I'm talking about genuine community service.
Yeah, you get, it's called a volunteer service medal.
Yeah,
you get a medal for volunteering.
That's amazing.
You get a medal.
I feel like civilians would be more apt to be better at life and just helping people if there was some kind of sticker reward system.
Yeah.
I get all
And here's the thing, it's the value you put on it, right?
Hey,
so it's,
when we were kids and they give us pizza for eating, I'll do it for pizza.
Book it.
Yeah.
the book, look it up. The Book It program was amazing. It's how we used to do. You know what I mean? But and I think also in the difference between the military and civilian lifestyle is that lots of times the spouses in a civilian life is like, hey, get your spouse. And we're like, you can't be up, we're gonna call the police. In the military, lots of times they try to accommodate the spouses because they understand that they're the other spouse. I say spouse, I don't want to look at it as, oh, the women or the men. No, spouse.
Just
they
spouse.
try to accommodate the spouse because we get, you know.
And there was a lot. There's definitely a strength thing in that, like especially with deployments and stuff. There's a lot for the spouse.
Absolutely.
And I just community, you know, and I just thought that was amazing. And again, you know, I'm still a part of it, but I saw it the other day with the whole Ukraine thing. Nobody knows anything. Stop asking people if they know what's happening. Nobody knows. And if they do know, they're probably not in a position to tell you anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not kind to ask a military spouse, hey, is, you know, your husband or wife going over? They don't know. And if they do, they might be having that one good day of trying not to think about it.
Exactly.
So be mindful of that. But it was just really, it broke my heart in a way I never thought when we were at the base the other day and seeing the young men and women and just, you know, doing their normal. And we were at a place that's usually like louder.
Of course.
And more cheery.
Yeah.
And it was very somber.
Yeah.
And it was just, it broke my heart. And so that's different because in civilian world, we don't really, other than our families and close friends, we don't have support of a community like you do in the military. Yeah.
So I have to say that when it comes down to it, so in that instance, there is a support of, you know, we talk about one of the other major differences between civilian and military, right? Civilians, some jobs do, but eventually all jobs in the military, you're going to have to leave for some months, sometimes a year, depending on what branch, sometimes a year and some months. You know what I mean? So I can say that the difference between the military life and civilian life is definitely camaraderie.
Yeah,
definitely, because we're all going through it, especially if you were stationed overseas. Because I used to tell her, I can't wait to get you overseas so you can see what that life is like.
Yeah,
you need to see what this life is like. I need to show you what it's like. And she would be like, you know, what do you? I said, no, because when I was overseas, that camaraderie was different. You know, it's a different type of camaraderie. So you're there, and it's like, hey, we're in a foreign land. So every American, for the most part, sticks together. But out here, you know, that's why when you come from overseas, from a military lifestyle, you come overseas to the state, we call it stateside, and we just see how you get treated. When I came back from Japan and I landed in Seattle, and I can remember going across the street to Denny's, and, you know, I hit the button to go across the street. It was all new to me. It wasn't new, it had been a while since I pressed a button for a light.
Really?
Yeah, to cross the street. And I can remember it had changed, the light had changed, and we were about to cross, and the other guy didn't hit his brakes in time. I mean, he did hit it in time, but it was like, hey, to the minute. Hit the brakes, beat the horn, cursed us out as we're crossing the street. Clearly, there was a lot of expletives transpired between both of us.
I bet.
You know what I mean? But then, you know, it was scary because I'm like, I'm used to being in Japan where the respect factor is astronomical for your fellow neighbor. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, I get back to my own country and I'm like, oh boy.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, motherfucker. That's
about right.
Yeah, that's what I get. So when we talk about the difference between military and civilian life, clearly the number one thing I will have to say is the amount of services that are available.
Still, even when you're out.
Yeah. 2, the camaraderie.
Yeah.
And I think, in my opinion.
Well, I wasn't in long enough to get that.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I don't know. I mean, I people reach out.
Right.
So, but
3, I would have to say the ability to travel. You are never in one place for that long. 3 years may seem like that's a long time.
It's really not.
3 to 4 years pass by a while.
Yeah.
And it's taken me a while. And she'll tell you, I always talk about moving because that's what I'm so used to for 22 years. I am in one spot. Yeah, I'm in one spot for 3, maybe 4 years. After, hey, we gotta go.
Yeah, because you're not gonna get that promotion.
Right, it's time to roll. I'm just so used to packing up and moving.
But I will say that also the other difference is the education. Not that the education is better. I don't mean that. What I mean is
the opportunities.
To have an education free. Free classes for spouses, free classes for military, free classes for military kids. Like, it's ridiculous.
There was one point in time where our base here, and I was telling her about it, our base here put on a free CNA class.
They're doing it
for spouses.
They did that one again, and they were doing a Excel.
Really?
You know, Microsoft Excel, which I suck at. I do not excel at Excel in any way.
I like Excel.
And yeah, I know you do. And I used to be really good at it, but now I just suck. And I was like, we're not doing it for retirees.
But that's the thing. Is that what it was? It wasn't for retirees?
No,
it was like active duty.
Active duty.
Man, that sucks. So, but that really sucks because I guarantee you those active duty spouses?
Yeah.
Guarantee you there's a good amount of active duty spouses that didn't show up.
But now there's also like a job line for me, like seriously, because I am a spouse of a vet. And that's crazy. And that's something we really don't have in civilian life. It's a way into jobs. It's called networking.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not always a good thing either.
It's not, depending on who you are.
But so, I mean, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah. So we can say, if you guys haven't figured out through this whole show, there's a lot of differences between military and civilian life. But one of the things that has remained true, that whether I was military or whether civilian, my wife, we both share in the DD-214 alumni right here. We both, yes, that's what my shirt says. For those who don't know what a DD-214 is, it's what we call an active duty when you get your golden ticket. It is your ticket to retirement or separation. Freedom. It's your ticket that you get. It says you are now civilian. So the piece of paper that they give you, they tell you are now civilian. And it tells you everything about your entire career. But as soon as somebody says something to you, like, hold on, bro. Let me hold this up to you. He
carries one in his wallet.
I carry it in my wallet everywhere I go, just in case.
Cracks me up.
I do. So, however, listen, military versus civilian life, there's a lot. We covered a few things of our experiences.
Yeah.
And there may be other things that people talk about it that was like we didn't factor in, but whatever. DMYpodcast.com or at DMYpodcast@gmail.com. You guys feel like, hey, no, you guys missed a lot. Okay, it's fine. Throw it out there.
Talk to us. Tell us.
Talk to us. And it don't even matter where you're at, what country you're in.
Yep.
Don't matter. Throw it to us. Hey, we'll figure it out. Google Translate. It's a thing. So listen, crypto.com is where y'all get crypto.com/NFTs where y'all can find our NFTs. Make sure you search for Misty. DMYpodcast.com is where you can find our videos. All the streaming services where you can find our podcast. Dogecoin, AMC, Shiba, Saitama, we about all that. Check it out. Cryptocurrency is coming up. Okay. Nisa says hello. And we want, she's over there.
Say goodbye.
And Nisa says hello. She's over there sleeping. Scar is sleeping next to her. Yes, those are our dog's names. So we want to say goodbye and thank you guys for sticking with us. So signing off for DMY's podcast, I'm Davey.
I'm Misty.
And that's my beautiful wife. We are a lovely married couple, which we both are 50% of this wonderful organization we like to call DMY's podcast. So thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Y'all take it easy. Goodbye. I just hit my knuckle. That hit like hell. Yeah. That shit hurt like hell. Smile through it. Yeah, bye.